Then, of course, above from that, you have the dedicated VMS partners, the Genetec, Milestone, and NX Witness. Okay. So that's the general summary on the video management part. Now, so let's break down a little bit. So for the ND series NVR, for the desktop-based NVR, not sure if anyone have introduced this, but we actually have a pretty good Chrome performance compared to some of the competitors. So from last year, we migrated from Internet Explorer to Chrome. So it's now Chrome supported. We redesigned the UI, the user interface. So the user interface looks a lot cleaner and a lot more modern. It's a plug and play system, so you can pretty much plug and play. And if it's VivoTech cameras, the plug and play, I believe, doesn't require a camera password. So if you just plug VivoTech camera right into the NVR, you should be able to see the live view directly. All of our NVRs, desktop NVRs, are PoE embedded. So that removes the need for another PoE switch. Again, it comes in 3 different models. So 1 bay, 2 bay, 2 bay, from 4 channels all the way to 8 and 16. All the desktop NVRs, they come with all the camera license are embedded, so you don't need to purchase extra. And that camera license works for both VivoTech and OnViv cameras. A short naming rule: if it's ND, it's desktop; if it's NR, it's rack mount. You have NS, NV, and RX for other special applications. Third digit is the channel. Second number is the channel. Third digit is the hard drive number. There's basically 2 ways that the desktop NVR will be sold. The first way is going to small medium business shops. So that goes into the shop and then have different cameras connected. The second way is being sold to a medium-sized project where you have multiple NVRs, and we utilize the NVR to lower down the storage cost, and then have another central management system or another video management system to look at all the recordings. In small medium business, here in general is a combination that we could recommend. So you can break that down into 2 megapixels and 5 megapixels. So for dome and bullet, in the 2 megapixel, you have the 69 for fixed and the 68 for remote. And for 5 megapixel, we have the 80s and 88 for remote. Okay. What's a little bit more special about our small medium business offering is that we have pretty good fisheye cameras that's mentioned in our C series. So that's the 9180-H or 9380-EHV. Okay. So it's plug and play. We have pretty good camera form factors to select. And the Trend Micro IoT security that can be found in ASUS and TP-Link routers, those are also on both the NVRs and also on the cameras. Okay, so that gives you better protection when it comes to small medium businesses. There is a VCA solution if you go with a 69 fixed lens. And then cloud support, of course, that's a basic and necessary. All right, so example, this is a retail store. In a retail situation, so you can have the CC series on the counter to get that 180 degrees and at the cashier. We have fisheye that can go on top of the store, the 9180 or 9380, depends. And for more sensitive locations, such as the warehouse, they can use the 69 because that has the smart motion detection on board. Okay, in situation like this, generally a desktop NVR will be good enough to cover the project. It's less complicated to install and to navigate. And we also have the cloud connection that's available for their smartphone to connect to. So if it's outdoor and they want to look closer, get a more detailed image at, say, the license plate, at the cars being parked, maybe they can go for a 3.6 millimeter and 5 megapixel camera, for example. This is another thing that the second part that we've talked about. So for the connections from the ND series NVR all the way to the CMS, we can do that all from the cloud. So you don't need to do port forwarding. So that's a very good benefit, and it helps to simplify the overall installation process and to lower the risk of lower the cybersecurity risk. Because if you open up port, sometimes it's not easy to configure, especially you have different switch providers. You can't really find where port forwarding is. We also have end-to-end DCA solutions, that's just mentioned, and then we have IP audio device. For the outside of the hospital, again, if you're looking to a wide range, so example, this case, the parking lot, we can install a 180 degrees camera, so the MS series. Sometimes they choose to install a PDZ to oversee the parking lot because you can zoom in on that. Counter or for waiting locations, lobby areas, the fisheye will be a good options. We also have audio solutions. So there's this tiny audio driver that you can integrate with the current public announcement system. So what that allows you to do is you can broadcast directly from the control room. The security can broadcast directly to the audio system, the public announcement system. If they're looking for more non-obtrusive design, then the FD9381, the recessed cameras would be a good option. Again, that comes in dome form factors or in fisheye form factors. Usually in a hospital, it requires a lot more cameras, so they can utilize the NR, the Windows-based NVR, for longer storage days. So overall, this is the NVR portfolio. Again, we have the Linux-based and we have the Windows-based. Okay? And the Linux-based desktop version goes from 4 to 16 channels with license embedded. And the Windows-based, usually because of the form factor, higher storage days, goes from 32 all the way to 128 channels.